He won't say it. He will sit right next to you. He will nod. He will smile sometimes. He will even laugh. But there is something inside him, slowly fading. Something he doesn't have the words for. Something he believes he is not allowed to say. And if you never see it, if you never hear what he cannot speak, you may lose a part of him that never comes back. You think you know your husband. You see his habits. You know his routine. You recognize his silence. But silence is not peace. Silence is often pain, with no safe place to land. Your husband is carrying things you cannot see. And he is carrying them alone. Not because he wants to, but because somewhere along the way, he learned that he had to. He learned that strength means quiet. He learned that leadership means pressure. He learned that love means providing, not expressing. And so he buries it. He buries the fear of not being enough. He buries the weight of expectations. He buries the moments he feels like he is failing you. And he smiles, so you don't worry. But inside, something is breaking. You see, your husband doesn't wake up every day feeling like a hero. Some days, he wakes up already tired. Tired of trying. Tired of wondering if he measures up. He will never tell you how deeply he wants your respect. Not just your love, because love, he assumes you give. But respect, he fears he has to earn every single day. And when he feels like he is losing it, he doesn't argue. He withdraws. He becomes quieter, shorter in his responses, more distant, not because he doesn't care, but because he cares so much, he doesn't know how to fix what feels broken. The Bible says, "Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church, and gave himself for it." That is not a light command. That is sacrifice. That is pressure. That is a calling that stretches a man beyond himself. Your husband knows this, even if he doesn't say it out loud. He feels the weight of being your covering, your protector, your provider, your spiritual leader, and sometimes, he feels like he is failing at all of it. But he will never tell you. Because he thinks, if he says it, he becomes less of a man in your eyes. So he hides it. He hides the moments he feels weak. He hides the nights he lies awake thinking about money. He hides the fear that one day, you might look at him and see someone who is not enough. And that fear eats at him. You might think he doesn't need reassurance. You might think he is strong enough without it. But the truth is, your husband needs your words more than he will ever admit. He needs to hear that you believe in him. That you are proud of him. That he is enough, even when life is not perfect. Because the world does not tell him that. The world tells him to be more, earn more, do more, fix everything. And when he comes home, he doesn't always know if home is where he can finally rest. Or where he will be reminded of what he has not yet become. And that matters, more than you realize, because a man who feels respected at home, becomes stronger outside of it. But a man who feels like he is constantly falling short, slowly shuts down. Not all at once, but piece by piece, he becomes less expressive, less engaged, less open, until one day, you look at him and wonder where the man you married went. He didn't disappear, he just stopped feeling safe enough to be fully seen. The Bible says, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue." Your words matter. The way you speak to him, shapes how he sees himself. The way you respond to him, shapes how safe he feels with you. You may not mean to hurt him. But sometimes, it is not intention that wounds. It is repetition, a critical tone, a dismissive response, a lack of appreciation. These things build over time, and he will not confront it. He will absorb it, until it becomes part of how he views himself. He is dying to feel like your hero again. Not perfect, not flawless, just valued. He is dying to feel like when you look at him, you still see the man you chose. The man you believed in. The man you said yes to. But he won't ask for it. Because deep down, he thinks if he has to ask, it doesn't count. He is also carrying a loneliness you might not see. Yes, even in marriage. Because emotional isolation is real, even when two people share the same bed. He may not know how to open up. He may not have the language for his emotions. But that does not mean he does not feel deeply. It means he has never been taught how to express it safely. So instead, he shows love through actions. Through provision. Through presence. Through fixing problems. And when those efforts go unnoticed, he feels invisible, not unloved, but unseen. And being unseen in your own marriage is one of the quietest forms of pain. The Bible says, "Let all bitterness, and wrath, and anger, be put away from you, and be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted." Kindness is not weakness. Tenderness is not optional. It is the language that reaches the places your husband cannot explain. He may never tell you that he needs gentleness. But he does. He may never say that your tone can either build him, or break him. But it can. And he feels it, every time. There is also something else he will never say. He is afraid of losing you. Not always in a dramatic way. Not always in words, but in distance, in disconnection, in the slow drift that happens when two people stop truly seeing each other. He notices when conversations become surface level. He notices when laughter becomes rare. He notices when affection feels forced, or absent. But instead of addressing it, he often retreats, because he doesn't know how to fight for connection, without feeling like he is failing. So he waits. He hopes it gets better. He tells himself it is just a phase. But inside, he is grieving something he cannot name. Your husband is not just a role. He is a man with a heart that longs for peace. Peace in his home. Peace in your presence. Peace in knowing that he is loved, not just for what he does, but for who he is. And when he does not feel that peace, he carries tension everywhere. Even if he smiles, even if he provides, even if he shows up every day, he is tired, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, quietly tired of trying to get it right, without knowing if he ever does. And here is what he will never say out loud. He needs you, not just as a partner, but as a safe place. A place where he can be imperfect, and still be respected. A place where he can fall short, and still be valued. A place where he can be silent, and still be understood. Because the truth is, he does not need you to fix him. He needs you to see him. To hear what he cannot say. To notice what he cannot explain. To remind him of who he is when he forgets. Because sometimes, he forgets. He forgets his strength. He forgets his worth. He forgets that he is still becoming. And in those moments, your voice matters more than you know. Your encouragement can breathe life into him. Your respect can restore something broken. Your love, expressed clearly, can heal places he has hidden for years. This is not about perfection. This is about awareness. About choosing to look deeper. To listen closer. To love more intentionally. Because your marriage is not just built on what is said. It is built on what is felt. On the atmosphere you create together. On whether both of you feel safe to be fully human. Your husband may never sit you down and say all of this. He may never articulate it in words. But his actions, his silence, his distance, they are speaking. The question is, are you listening? Not just with your ears, but with your heart. Because if you can hear what he cannot say, you can love him in a way that transforms everything. And when a man feels truly seen, truly respected, truly valued, he does not withdraw. He rises. He leads with confidence. He loves with depth. He protects what he knows is safe. And that kind of man, that kind of marriage, is not built by accident. It is built by choice, by grace, by understanding what is hidden, and choosing to respond with love anyway. So tonight, when you look at him, look deeper, beyond the routine, beyond the silence, beyond what is easy to assume. See the man who is trying, the man who is carrying more than he shows, the man who is quietly hoping you still believe in him. And maybe, without him ever saying a word, you will give him what he has been needing all along.